The content of this video was taken from the Thera Livestream uploaded on February 17th, 2024. So if you want to go see the full video, see all the matches we had, and all of the rule explanations we did, go check that out in the description below, or go find the video somewhere on the channel. Either way, thank you for watching, and let's get on to the match. As they've apparently revealed, they're both going to use the respective songs of Lyrica and Drafear. So, to go over each of these...
If you don't know,
so
I know Drafear main, and I think like out of pure luck.
Okay, so to go over the respective songs, so we first up have the nation of Drafear, with the ace card being Wizard of Dark Arts Tiresias. We'll get over his skill in a second as the game obviously progresses. But for Drafear, it's a nation full of wizards and demons and pretty much all the presumed evil in the world. Not saying all of them are evil, but the presumed evil in the world. And they take upon dark powers and they use them in different varieties of spells and vicious attacks and very powerful combos. So we'll get to see more of that later. Kitsone, if you don't mind, please do not draw cards yet, because we were supposed to wait for the shuffling explanation. So Oolong, for Oolong's side, we have the nation of Lyrica. Would Oolong like to describe his song, or am I going to be forced for that as well?
Let me describe it in a nutshell. Heaven.
Okay, so I guess I'm explaining this. Okay, so as Oolong casually just said heaven, the nation of Lyrica is focused on divine beings. They're all angels to some extent, some fallen, some well-known more or less, and they are very powerful. They focus on creating more board presence and attacking with, I guess the only way I can think of a way to say this is powerful attacks and beating a point into the opponent with very virtuous tactics. Yes, I chose to say that for a reason. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay and watch these two play out. So first, as we said earlier, before a game actually starts, you pick up your song, you place it into your song zone face down, and what you do is shuffle. Kitsone already shuffled, but as we're going to watch with Oolong here, he shuffled as well. And sorry, my camera's a little bit angly right now. I haven't had time to set this up better for Tabletop Simulator. So as they finish shuffling, there we go. Now you drop the top 5 cards of your song into your hand. So we can kind of see Oolong's hand over here. So while we draw 5 cards, so as we can see here, this is what each player has in their hand. Now, typically, before Kitsone does anything, typically in this situation, one side clearly has a better hand than the other. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it right now. Lyrica has the better side than the Drafear side because of what we can obviously see in their hand right here. And for those of you that want to see what each of these cards do, go ahead and check out the several song profiles that we did on each of these trial songs a year back on the respective Thera and Vandiesel channel. But thankfully, there's such a thing as the mulligan, where we can take cards from our hand and send them to the bottom of our song, and then for each card we sent back, we get to draw an extra card, and then we shuffle our song, giving us a way to restart our hand. So would Kitsone like to mulligan any cards back into their song to fix the problem that is that hand? So anyways, he draws 2 cards, he shuffles back. Typically you don't want to have any triggers in your hand, which is why he mulliganed back 2 triggers. Typically you don't obviously tell your opponent what you mulligan back, but because this is more of a tutorial game than anything else, I will tell Oolong that he mulliganed back 2 heals. And as for Oolong, would you like to mulligan anything in your hand?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so he mulligans 1 card back, or more than 1?
Just the 1.
Just the 1. He draws, he shuffles, after he looks at what his card does. And without further ado, this is how we start the game. We can either... Okay, I should not be the one to touch the coin because everything's lagging on my side. But,
he just threw the coin out of violence.
For this one, you can start the game in many ways. You could either use rock, paper, scissors, or you could flip a coin, or just... You have to find some way to decide who goes first. But thankfully, with our Thera table, we come with a very special coin that was poorly put together, but it looks really funny in a very certain angle. So, let's go ahead and get this started, shall we? Who calls heads? Who calls tails?
I'll take tails.
Okay, so once it stops, go ahead and stop the coin.
Take tails. I'm going first.
Okay, so to start a game of Thera, each side, well technically we don't have to do this, but it's a nice way to start the game. Each side says knowledge release, Grenmore Open. So 3, 2, 1. That was the most laggiest attempt to make that in sync. Okay, so at the start of the...
I just woke up. I'm currently sleep-deprived.
Okay, as...
only sleep-deprived, and I'm still kicking.
Okay, so as the start of the game, thankfully Oolong likes to go slow so I can do tutorial explanations. So, to start the turn, you have multiple different phases to go along with. So the first phase... Oh yeah, I probably should go with the rules, so thank you for that. So first up is the start phase.
No, I got this.
Okay, go ahead, I'll show the rules, you explain them.
Alright, so first we start the turn off with the start phase. As the name implies, it's the start of the turn. Then immediately after the start phase, it's the draw phase, where you take one card from the top of your song and add it to your hand. Wow,
okay, then past the draw phase?
Which is the stand phase, where you would stand any of your resting card on your board, like your creatures and moves, and unflip any of your face down them up unless something is keeping them down. But as you can see, I have an empty board, so I skipped this phase.
For the first turn, yes.
And this is where all the action happens. The main phase, this is where you can play your cards.
Okay, go for it.
Settle the moves. Now, during the main phase, when you summon creatures, you can only summon a combined level of 3. So, like, say you can summon 3 level 1s, 1 level 2, 1 level 1, a level 3, etc. But with the specialty of Lyrica, I can bypass this rule, and I shall demonstrate that by summoning Michael, Heaven's Advent, the ancient creature of this deck. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! And Michael's ability active. I can draw a card and special summon angels from my hand.
So
draw one.
Okay.
And I shall summon from my hand Virtue of Kindness.
Okay, so to go over what Oolong just pretty much explained, yes, he is right on the level cap. To figure out what level a creature is, look at the very top left-hand corner of the card, and there you will see its level situated. For Michael, it's level 3, meaning he cannot normal summon for us to turn. However, special summoning is very different from normal summoning, and you can special summon as many creatures as you want per turn, as long as there's no restriction on it. As for Michael, since when he's summoned, just like how Oolong explained, he gets to draw a card and special summon any angel from his hand. That's what he did. He drew this card right here, and then he proceeded to special summon from his hand the angel, Virtue of Kindness. And if you want to check what type of card a creature is, you just look below its name, and then for its name, you look right in between the nation and the level. And as we can see, Virtue of Kindness is level 1 with the shield icon, while Michael is a level 3 with the gift icon, both from the nation of Lyrica. And if you want to figure out the power that they all have, the power is at the very bottom center of the card, the number with probably a 0 behind it. So in Michael's case, it's 250 power. For Virtue of Kindness case, it's 50 power. And then the last number on the left-hand side would be typically a 1. Sometimes it might be a 2, but most of the times it's a 1. And that would be the damage. Meaning when this creature attacks, if the attack is let through, we will go over that later, the opponent will take damage equal to what that number is. So for Michael's effect, since it has 1 damage, it can deal 1 damage. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and let the players continue their gameplay.
Now, next I have to enter the attack phase, but because I'm taking the first turn, this phase has skipped me. So I go straight to the end phase and pass it to Kitsone. You know you can just call me Kit.
You're about to say his real name, weren't you?
I got a card!
Okay.
Look at me, I got a card!
So, as per the last turn that Oolong gracefully showed us and explained for us, we go in order of start phase, draw phase, stand phase, main phase. So because he has no damage to flip face up and he already did the draw phase, we go right into the main phase. So Kitsone, go ahead.
I'll summon Sharon. I'll use her effect to banish the top 3 cards of my song.
So Sharon is level 1 with 50 power and a shield. She's one of the weaker level 1s in terms of power, but her skill more than makes up for it. Because with her skill, as Kitsune just explained, he gets to banish the top 3 cards of his song. And with this song, you want to be able to banish more cards as fast as possible. Once cards end up in the banish zone, they're not like the drop zone. For most cases, they cannot come back. And as we take a quick look at what ended up in his banish zone, he has a young, give it a second, lag is happening, but he has a young Dark Wizard Choco, Dark Demon Rider, and Demonic Snare. All 3 very powerful and useful cards for him, especially for Choco. And I wanted to save this for later, but I guess I'll go ahead and go over this now. Choco, as we can see, is a safeguard. So with safeguards, they have the ability to, when your opponent attacks, you can discard it in order to nullify the attack. No matter how powerful it is, no matter how much damage it does, if the opponent cannot nullify the safeguard, the attack is nullified, which makes Safeguards a very good card to have in the song, and obviously you want to have as many as possible. However, as stated in the rules, you can only have 4 Safeguards in your song at a time, meaning he's already down one of his 4. So I'm going to stop explaining and let Kitsone go back to grieving the loss of his defensive power.
I'm grieving the fact that I lost my dog Demon Rider and a good trap card. I don't need to defend. I have no damage. Maybe later on in the game I might be a little close to wear. But right now, I'm chilling.
Okay. So what will he do past this point?
I'm gonna swing at kindness.
So Kitsone enters the attack phase, and this is where the important part comes in. To declare an attack with a creature, Oolong, if you don't mind, can you get to the attack page, please? Thank you, good sir. Okay, so how attacking works is you take a standing creature, aka a creature in, let's say, Michael's position, and then you turn it sideways like Kitsone has done here with Sharon. Then what you do is you declare your attack target. So as Kitsone said, he attacks with Sharon into Virtue of Kindness. So what you do with the attacking, in this moment, as it states, we have our creatures battle out in terms of power. Now, if Oolong wants to, before any of the power calculation or damage calculation is done, he is allowed to throw a card with the shield icon present on his creatures into the drop zone and combine its shield power, aka its actual power. So for example, for kindness it'd be 50 power, and combine them together, and if that power is equal or greater than the attacking power, it automatically stops the attack. So Oolong, would you like to guard this attack?
I will no guard it.
Okay, so as he has declared a no guard, what happens now is the power of both creatures is compared. As they both have 50 power, they both are destroyed, and neither player takes damage. Now, say for example, Sharon had 100 power compared to Virtue of Kindness's 50 power. If the attack had landed, not only would only Oolong's creature be destroyed, but he would also take damage equal to Sharon's damage value, which, as evidenced by the card, would be 1 damage. So that's pretty much the basics of attacking and defending. So now let's move on to the rest of the gameplay. As Kitsone already has known the moves, it's obviously the end of his turn.
In my turn. My turn. Start phase. Draw phase. Stand phase. And then the main phase. Alright, time to show you people's Lyrica specialty. He's going all virtue of charity, kindness, and patience.
And as we saw,
we see the levels all add up to 3.
yes, and thankfully I was just about to go over that. As we mentioned last turn, there was a level cap, and last turn the reason why Oolong only played 2 creatures is because, again, he normal summoned Michael, so he could only play 1 creature, but he was able to special summon via Michael's skill. But this turn he normal summoned 3 level 1s, meaning he met the requirement for, or not the requirement, but like the max level cap. So continue on with gameplay.
Alright, and I said to my attack phase. I attack you directly, kid, with virtue of patience. Please don't. I'll take this. I have to reveal the top card of my deck and put it in the damage zone.
And as so as Kit just explained, that is how a damage check works. When a card goes through and does damage, again we look at the number in the bottom center on the left hand side, and in the case the number is 1, and then when the damage is dealt we reveal the top card of the song, and then we place it into the damage zone, and if it's a trigger it has an effect that activates. If it's not a trigger it just goes straight into the damage zone, and again once a player reaches 10 damage they lose on most typical terms. So in this case Kitsone is 9 damage away from losing, while Oolong over here still has a flat 10 to go, and he's still in the attack phase.
Next I shall attack with Virtue of Charity. I will take this. Come on! I'm getting all the cards I love!
He proceeds to damage check Shadow Blades after he damage checked Dark Exchange last one, so he lost 2 spells in this.
Virtue of Kindness attacks you directly. I will say no. Since I play a card with 100 shield and he's only playing a card with 50 power, the card is successful.
Yes, as he stated, if he were to be defending a creature, that creature's power would also be added into the shield value. However, because he was guarding only himself, his base power is 0, so the shield has to make up all for it on his own, but thankfully the draw trigger having 100 shield is more than enough to block.
And finally, I attack with Michael, Heaven's Act. I will take it. I don't feel that bad about that card. And it's your move, kid.
So already Kit is at the disadvantage when it comes to the damage, but his song thrives on having more damage. So we'll see how this goes out for him. It's the start of his turn, so we go start phase, draw phase.
Draw phase, main phase. Hey! That's something I can work with. Alright, to start my turn off, I'll play Dark Exchange.
So, spells can be used you can use any amount of spells per turn. Some spells, as evidence on Dark Exchange, can only be used once per turn, so you also have to be careful with those timings. So for Dark Exchange, as I'm pretty sure Kitsone would like to explain to you,
I'll take 1 damage and then banish the top 2 cards of my song.
Yes.
I can only use one of these cards once per turn.
So as we explained earlier, Drafear, the nation of Drafear, loves to add more cards into the banish zone, especially spells in runes, which he just hit 2. He hit 1 Ritual of Darkness, and I believe you also hit a Shadow Blaze into there, right? From the banish? Yes, you did. So he has a very good banish zone setup. Hopefully he'll get his cards to better take advantage of that later along in the game.
Alright, I'll play Shadow Blades by paying 2, and I get to choose one of my opponent's creatures and destroy it.
Yes. And as we said earlier with pay, you flip card your damage zone equal to the pay cost, and now he gets to destroy any creature on his opponent's board.
I will destroy your Michael. And that's all I can do for now, so I'll give you the turn. Alright, my turn. Sorry, allow me to join you. Judge? Draw phase, there's no judge here.
I'll allow it. I am the draw. But just to go over what just happened, as we saw a few seconds ago, that we finally got the first instance of the stand phase, and this will proc off for Kitsone next turn as well, where this is where damage zones cards that are face down would be flipped face up, but for here it doesn't proc for him. Instead, what happens since Oolong's creatures were resting, he gets to stand them. Now if you have both rested creatures and damage that is face down, you do stand the creatures and flip the damage face up, but you know, it's just in this case, he just so happened to have one side has creatures and the other side doesn't, but the other side has damage and the other side doesn't. So take that as you will. And let's continue.
Alright. I'll start my turn by summoning another Virtue of Charity. Damn it.
And he's going for the rush.
Battle. Patience first. I will take this. Oh.
And Kitsone has lost another safeguard. He is losing to the offensive power of Lyrica. It's a good thing I explained what safeguards do.
I'll take it.
Heal trigger. Okay, stop the consensus. This is the first time we get to see what a trigger does in gameplay. So as we mentioned earlier, the 3 different types of triggers, we saw the draw trigger come down earlier as a defensive card, but we did not get to see it be pulled as a gift check or a damage trigger. So there are 3 different types of triggers. We'll go over each of them as they get revealed, because I highly doubt by the end of the day we won't see all of them go off at least once. So for a heal trigger, what happens when you damage check it or gift check it, you pick any card in your damage zone and place it into your drop zone. And even though you will always be able to refund your damage at the start of this turn, it is always suggested you take a face down card and put it into your drop zone, because it's better to have more pay on the defense turn in case you need it, rather than just setting random cards to drop zone. But again, you can send any cards you want from your damage zone to drop zone. So Kitsone, although he did technically take 1 damage, he technically took no damage from that bout because he got to recover 1 thanks to the heal trigger. Also, they also have the most shield out of all the triggers. Heal triggers has 150 shield, draw triggers have 100, and damage triggers have 50. And yes, as Kitsone just said, that is a lot, and that is really helpful when it comes to defending big attacks.
I will continue my turn by attacking with my second Virtue Charity. I said my second Virtue Charity. I'll take it. If it would give me the code. Oh no!
And he lost another safeguard. Is that 3 safeguards, or is that all of them? Because I know one's in the same. Yeah, so Kitsone has gotten the most unluckiest game so far. He has lost all 3 safeguards almost immediately, which is not good against a rush deck.
And my final attack, I'll show you a bit of kindness with this one.
Wow.
Wow. I feel the kindness. Alright, on my hand, by paying 2 of my damage, demonic snap, apologies.
So,
when my opponent's creatures is attacking, I can destroy it and I take no damage.
So,
see, you can take my kindness and throw it into it. You are kidding me with that. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. I'm giving you money.
Okay, As they try to fight this out, thankfully Kitsone got to show off the ability of trap cards, where, like said earlier, they can be used whenever as long as their timing is applicable. Obviously, you cannot use demonic snare when your opponent's creature is not attacking. When they are, you're able to destroy it, and that is why he willingly took all that pay earlier, right, Kitsone? You planned this out perfectly.
Yeah, totally.
So now with that, I believe. So now I believe Oolong has nothing else for his turn, unless he has something that he wants to surprise us with.
No, I'll say that for later.
Okay, so in that case, the turn's over.
Draw phase.
So yes,
Stand phase.
so in the stand phase, as I said earlier, his damage is unflipped, and now we go into main phase.
Hey, all right, we have plays. We can do stuff. If you look in my hand, you can see this. This is a very helpful card, because I'm going to die. And really any card here is helpful. So, I will summon Dark Demon Rider.
Okay.
By using this fact, I can pay 1, search my song for 1 Dark Demon Rider, and then banish the top 2 cards. After shuffling. Of course. No, wait, I'm just curious. Oh my god. So, real quick. The 3rd, 6th, and 7th card was a Tiresias.
Wow.
Damn.
So for those of you that don't know, and it's just funny that Michael, aka the ace of Lyrica song, as we all saw, was literally the first card Oolong drew on his first turn. But then for Kitsone over here, he proceeded to not draw a single copy of his ace, and we know all copies are still in deck, thanks to that statement.
Right.
Wait,
wait.
Did you shuffle?
I did.
Okay, cool. So Dark Demon Rider's skill, he gets to add another copy of it to the hand by paying 1, as he explained, and after he shuffles, he gets to banish the top 2 cards of his song. He's really trying to look for the Tiresias, because it's the only way to turn it around.
Look, do that again.
Plays another Dark Demon Rider. Don't worry, we got you. Just come back in.
I won't look. I'll just search out for my next Demon Rider.
Yeah, continue to play it out while we just wait for him to come back. He'll jump on in a second. So as we continue to as he continues the loop, he plays another Dark Demon Rider. He shuffles his song. He'll banish the top 2 cards, and then he can play the 3rd Dark Demon Rider. And if he didn't banish the 4th one earlier, he would have been able to add it to hand. And speaking of the 4th one, that reminds me to bring up a rule I forgot to mention slightly earlier, and that would be every song can have up to any number of cards in terms of like creatures, spells, runes, and traps, as long as it does not succeed the maximum of 4. So say for example, you can run 4 Dark Demon Riders, you can run pretty much 4 of any card, but no more than 4. 5 is where we say no to that. So continuing on with the gameplay.
Now you may be wondering why I call out all these low power creatures. That's because he gets 50 power for every other copy of Dark Demon Rider on my field.
So right now, all of them have a total of 150 power. So now, instead of just crashing into Oolong's 50 powered board, they now overpower them and can deal 3 damage in total if all attacks go through. So if you would proceed to do so.
Yes, I will attack this.
For 150 to 50.
Yes, I will attack the charity.
If Oolong would like to guard, he would have to use at least 100 shield in order to block the attack, or he would just let the attack go through and take 1 damage.
I no guard this.
So his creature goes to drop zone, and
his check. Kindness.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where your kindness belongs. I will attack your 2nd charity. Charity dies. Damage check. Draw trigger. I get to draw 1 card from my deck.
As Oolong gets to explain, yes, when you see a draw trigger in your damage check or gift check, you get a free draw. And then the last attack?
And I will attack your patience. And I'll grab this one with a heal trigger.
So as we see, combining the heal trigger shield 150 shield power with patience's 50 power, that equals 200 to Kitsone's 150, meaning the attack is blocked. And again, if the shield was even, the attack would still be blocked as well. The only time that wouldn't matter is if the creature was attacking and the attack was declared as a no guard, then both sides would be destroyed if the power was even. But in this case, the attack is guarded. So sorry to take over your battle. Continue.
I give you the turn. Alright, my turn. Stand and draw.
Something I would like to point out.
Use Virtues of Patience skill. By paying 2, I shall pacify one of your Dark Demon Riders.
So, for pacifying, for those that want to know, pacifying prevents a creature from attacking and nullifies all of its abilities. So whichever Dark Demon Rider Oolong picks, I'm going to assume the one his hand was just hovering over. So this one, it can still stand during the turn, but it now no longer has its abilities until the end of that turn, and it also cannot attack. So pretty much it can do nothing, and it's stuck at 50 power, while these two still have their 100 power. But speaking of which, I would also like to mention the fact that since they get their power from the other copies of the Dark Demon Riders, if one of the Dark Demon Riders were to leave the field, the other ones would lose the 50 power that they gained from it. Just making that point clear.
And with my virtuous patience, I shall craft into the Demon Rider I pacify.
So 50 power to 50.
I can't stop that.
So sadly, both creatures are destroyed, but on the benefit for Oolong, Kitsone only has 2 creatures now, and both of them are stuck at 100 power rather than a very powerful 150. So he's in a very good position offensively, or balanced-wise at least.
And I shall pass the turn. Alright. Come on, son, show me a bit of love. Start phase, draw phase. Done it. I uncroak my damage, and I know logically I should play this card, but something in my gut is just saying, don't do it. Don't do it. So, I'll go straight to the attack phase and attack you for 100.
It is declaring attack directly, as we explained just earlier.
I have no guard this attack.
He damage checks.
Thank you. Damage check. Veto, a trap card.
A powerful trap card, just not in this situation. So, as for the last attack, another 100.
And I just no guard this one as well. The Guardian Angel, my safeguard. Now you make him damage check his safeguard. I see how it is.
Slowly but surely, Kitsone is closing the gap. It is now Oolong's turn.
Alright, my turn. Starts.
And actually, since I think we've covered everything but damage triggers, until we see a damage trigger, I think you guys can just feel free to go all in and stop with the explanations.
Alright. Awesome. I shall summon Raphael, the Voice of Healing.
So,
this card's special because he cannot be special summoned, but as a trait, he has a powerful ability to allow you to pay 2 and heal 1 card.
When he enters the field. So basically he gets to reduce his damage by having extra pay, which is why he didn't summon it last turn, because he wanted to weaken the opponent's board with patience.
And I shall enter the battle phase. I shall now attack with Raphael the Dark Demon Rider and demonstrate a gift check.
Yes, so thankfully we get to talk about this. So gift checks, as we mentioned earlier, level 2s and 3s have a gift check icon, and with these gift checks, when you attack, you pay 1 in declaration of you having a gift check. Then what happens is on attack effects happen, and so do opponents' defending effects, and they can guard as well. And if they choose not to guard, or whether they choose to guard or not to guard, you proceed to reveal the top card of your song as a gift check, like a damage check, but instead of going to the damage zone, the card goes to your hand instead. So, Kitsone, would you like to guard this attack or no guard?
I will take this attack.
So reveal
gift check.
Cherry Bomb Shot. So no trigger, it goes to hand, as the Demon Rider already had 100 power thanks to the patience weakening it last turn. Kitsone just takes 1 damage flat out, which is the Wizard of the Dark Arts. So you know what's funny too? Earlier, the Michael that Oolong summoned was the SP, and then you damage checked the SP. I'm just saying, I think the game has chosen its winner. But, this now brings Kitsone's last remaining Demon Rider all the way down to its original 50 power, meaning it cannot hit over Raphael Voice of Healing, and this is the end of the turn for Oolong, and probably mostly the end of our explanations.
Yep.
Until we see again.
Turn over to you. Stand and draw.
Sadly, Kitsone is in a very bad position here. There is one way he can turn this around, but this involves the top decking of the century, or top song of the century.
I will pass the turn to you.
Huh?
Alright, my turn. Start phase. Draw phase. Hell yeah. Hell no. Send that phase and main phase. I shall summon once again Michael's Heaven's Advent.
So Kit loses both of his creatures, or one of his aces, and then Oolong proceeds to see 2 of his. So with Michael's skill as per earlier against level 3, so he can't normal summon for us this turn. However, he can draw and special summon an angel from his hand.
Draw. And I shall summon Trobium Child. I mean, I can still win this game just to pull some stuff out of my hand. And then by paying 1, I can activate the spell card Call to Arms. With this card, I can reveal cards for the top of my song until I find an angel that I can special summon, and then special summon, then shuffle the rest back.
I see. Okay, fair.
Alright, now it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
1, 2, see the trap, a heal,
trigger,
another call to arms,
a damage, a heal,
Watch you hit another Michael.
a veto.
Okay, wow, you're digging for another Michael. Oh, he's digging for it. I was really hoping it'd be another Michael. I was really hoping it'd be another Michael. So the rest gets shuffled, and his spell goes back into his drops, and I'll go ahead and move it over there for you.
And with Cherubim's ability, when my other angel enters the field, he gains an additional 50 power to the end of the turn.
So Cherubim now has 100 power, Raphael has 150, Michael has 250, and Charity is sitting at 50. However, he could change that if he wants to use Charity's ability.
And I will, by using Charity's ability. By paying 1, I can give all my angels plus 50 power. So Charity at 100, Cherubim is at 150, Raphael's at 200, and Michael's at a flat 300.
And I want to say this now, he is allowed to use Charity's ability again. I don't know if he will or not, but he can use it again by paying 1 to add another 50 power.
And I enter the attack step, and Michael attacks your Dark Demon Rider with a gift check.
So 300.
Gift check. Draw a trigger. I draw 1 card.
Demon Rider's destroyed.
Destroyed, and I check. Take the card of the deck. Unfair deal.
2 damage away from losing. Will Kitsone be able to turn this around with damage triggers?
Next Charity attack for 100. I don't think he's going to see like 7 damage triggers.
That's fair. He's another unfair deal.
And I finish this with a bit of, I want to see. Raphael, Force of Healing will go in for the kill. How much is he at?
200.
200. You want to show me a bit of love here?
Oh, well actually it kind of does. It shows us a little bit of love. Damage trigger! So, this is important. So, it goes over here because triggers, when they activate, they don't go to the damage zone immediately. So what happens next is, when you see a damage trigger in your gift check or damage check, your opponent takes 1 damage. Oolong, if you please.
Damage.
Okay, well, so he gets to heal a card, and now Kitsone's damage trigger goes into the damage zone. The reason why this is important is because there is such a thing as the damage trigger loop, where if both sides are at 9 damage and one side sees a damage trigger in their damage check, then they deal 1 damage to the opponent. And if the opponent doesn't see a trigger in their damage check, they lose the game. But if the opponent sees a damage trigger in their damage check, it pretty much keeps going till one of them stops seeing triggers. So, that's pretty much the importance of the damage trigger loop. It is a rare occurrence, but it's very funny to see it happen, and thankfully in that one game we got to see all the different triggers, which means during the next games, we don't have to explain anything and we can just go all in. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check us out.